Disco lives. Find out where. Portland.citysearch.com, your online guide to local nightclubs, or whatever you're into.
It's a new century, so make a resolution that you can finally keep. Resolve to watch The Rosie O'Donnell Show. The fun has arrived! That's me! With so many great new shows, you couldn't break this resolution if you tried. Monday,
please welcome the lovely and talented Susan Sarandon.
And for the first time, actor Skeet Ulrich. It's an all-new century, all-new Rosie.
Verklempt is all I have to say.
Today at 4 on KATU, Channel 2.
I live in the city, and when I go with my science class to the park, I learn a lot about nature. So far, I've learned how to plant trees and what they need to grow strong. I have done experiments and learned how different soils work. I have learned to appreciate nature and not destroy it. Now, science is my favorite subject. I encourage young people to learn lessons outside the classroom. Put children first.
Put down your remote and pick up your buzzer.
This week's categories are so wild, they're getting everyone flustered.
Nymphomania for 200.
No, it's Nymphorama.
Don't miss this week's Jeopardy!
Tonight at 7 on KATU, Channel 2.
This is Access Hollywood, and we are taking your favorite TV shows back to school.
I'd like to give them bonus points for creative sexual exploration.
Wow, that's a new subject. Find out who's making the grade. It's your TV report card.
Then, Tom Cruise. Why this megastar passed up millions to play a sex guru?
And Jonathan Lipnicki. He's worked with Tom Cruise. Now he gets his own interview with a vampire. It's your first look at Little Vampire.
Plus, David Cassidy.
It's as revealing as it possibly can be.
The controversial TV movie that threatens to expose the not-so-happy times of the famous Partridge.
And Linda Evans from Dynasty to Devastation.
You just don't want anyone that you've ever loved to die.
It's today's Inside Story.
Then, he's a Backstreet Boys' little brother. She's the daughter of Don Ho. How these hot young musicians intend to follow in their family's footsteps. Strap on your dancing shoes and hit the floor. This is Access Hollywood for the second weekend of the new century.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this special edition of Access Hollywood. We are so happy you are here. I'm Tony Potts.
And I'm Sean Robinson. It may be the beginning of 2000, but right now we are actually halfway through the TV season. Today it's time to hand out the remote report cards as we zip around the dial and the critics weigh in. Who's hot, who's not, and who's airing the best success stories so far? Let's take a look. Upgrade ER to the critically acclaimed list. It gets an A on its mid-season report card. The cast of Friends can celebrate for getting an A-, and Judging Amy gets a favorable ruling, a B. TV Guide magazine's Greg Fagan is handing out the report cards, so why not give Friends a perfect A?
Well, I'm a very tough grader, but A-, believe me, that's really high up there, and they're doing it.
ER is also high up there. It gets an A for guest star Alan Alda. In fact, since he was the leading man on MASH, the 1970s wartime medical series, ER gets an A with an asterisk.
As in M*, A*, S*, H. Because Alan Alda came onto that show and just lit it up for a couple of weeks there in that story arc.
The new CBS drama Judging Amy scored an unusually high B.
I would give it typically a C+ as a freshman that is still developing, but the presence of Tyne Daly in any primetime television program automatically moves you up a grade as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, I'm giving it a B and maybe looking at a B+ by the end of the season.
Everybody Loves Raymond gets a B+, so does Spin City. Sean Hayes of NBC's Will and Grace gets credit for the big B on their report card. And the Emmy-winning show that gets a B for scoring bonus points is the sexually charged Ally McBeal.
I'd like to give them bonus points for creative sexual exploration, but at the same time, there's some aspects of that I feel a little uncomfortable with. So I'm going to give them a B, because I sort of miss some of the, the courtroom drama that they used to inject into the show every so often. Now it just seems to be about sex, and I'm sorry, I think I need a little bit more than sex from a television show.
All right, then. How about sex and suspense? Buffy the Vampire Slayer can sink her teeth into a B- on the WB. The new NBC comedy Freaks and Geeks gets a C+. The C stands for critics who like them, but
You can't succeed in television without drawing other viewers aside from critics.
And if you need to see a report card for the season thus far, it's a B+ with room for improvement.
There's potential for an A. I think that the thrill of the war that's brewing over game shows, I hope it teaches them to be more daring. I want to see them get out of the mindset a little bit and open themselves up to new ideas. That's what makes television great.
Well, time now for a behind-the-scenes look at an American teen heartthrob. Yes, it's the David Cassidy story, the TV movie, complete with Partridge Family feuds, adoring fans, and the one person who wasn't a fan, his own father.
I really wanted my father to be really proud of me.
David Cassidy opens up about the man he wished he knew better, his late father, actor Jack Cassidy.
I think he felt jealous and competitive in some ways, and I think it created more of a wedge between us.
David's distant relationship with his 60s stage and screen entertainer father became even more severe as he found fame on the Partridge Family in the early 1970s.
The more successful and the more famous I became, the more difficult my father found it to accept me and to love me.
This lack of fatherly affection ironically came at a time when David was loved by millions of fans.
For me, in my own personal emotional journey, that became the difficulty in becoming so successful and so loved by millions of people all over the world, when the person I cared the most about connecting with distanced from me.
Unfortunately, the two never fully reconciled. In December of 1976, Jack Cassidy died in a tragic fire. And now, 23 years later, David is adding closure to this chapter of his life by executive producing the upcoming NBC TV movie, The David Cassidy Story.
All I ever wanted to do was to be an actor like you. You are nothing like me. But you know what your problem is, Dad? Your problem is that I'm more famous than you are, and I'm everything you always wanted to be, and you hate it.
From his turbulent relationship with his father to behind-the-scenes Partridge Family battles, David promises the movie won't miss a beat.
It's as real as it could possibly be. It's as revealing as it possibly can be. And frankly, some of the people who are friends of mine and my family are very concerned about it.
Cassidy, who also lends his voice to the soundtrack, admits while it was painful to relive his past, his biggest challenge was finding just the right actor to play him on screen. Former As the World Turns star Andrew Kavovit snagged the role, and by all accounts, he's as close to the real thing as you'll ever get.
I can't handle it anymore. It's just too much pressure.
I gotta say, some of my wife saw him in the period of time when we first met in the early 70s. And she broke down and started crying when she saw him.
It just astounded me. I started to cry because I saw where I'd been, how much time had passed in our lives.
Kavovit worked alongside Cassidy and went through hundreds of hours of documentary and concert footage to prepare for the role. Told us he knew he'd hit the right emotional note during his very first audition.
It was just strange to watch him kind of watch himself and actually be touched by it.
It's not fake and glitzy and glossy and superficial. It's very real and very deep and very emotional.
Now, in case you're counting, this is the second Partridge Family movie to come out. Danny Bonaducci's version was seen on ABC. Meanwhile, you can check out the David Cassidy Story this weekend on NBC.
Coming up, what's it like to work with Tom Cruise?
He's either the most annoying person in the world or the most inspirational person in the world.
And why Magnolia's writer thought he'd be perfect to play a sex motivator.
Plus, Whoopi Goldberg.
I don't want to carry any more movies.
Why is the Oscar-winning actress walking away from Hollywood's leading roles?
Access Hollywood brought to you by Chef Boyardee. Chef Boyardee is real food that's real fast. Give them what they want. Say yes to the chef.
One of the things I like to do with my kids' lunches is to include a little note. Occasionally, I'll get one back, which is why I got them microwave Chef Boyardee.
Microwave Chef Boyardee beef ravioli is hot, wholesome, and ready in seconds. Say yes to the chef. Chef Boyardee.
The exciting thing about this ride isn't the 90-foot drop. It's the woman in the front seat. She's got asthma, but she's got help. Help control your asthma with Singulair. It's a single tablet daily that's not a steroid. It's also available for children 6 and older. Ask your doctor about adding once-a-day Singulair and help control your asthma. Singulair should not be used to treat acute asthma attacks. Continue taking your other asthma medicines unless your doctor tells you to stop or change the dose. If symptoms get worse, contact your doctor at once. Side effects are generally mild and may include headache, flu, and stomach pain. Read the consumer information your doctor or pharmacist can provide. Help control your asthma with Singulair.
You know, I bet I drive more than a race car driver. Of course, I only go a few hundred feet. You could tell a lot about someone from the inside of their car or truck. Like how tall they are, or the other things they'd rather spend their money on. Hang on, Roscoe.
Our lifetime guarantee means you'll never pay twice for any covered repair. GM Good Wrench Service Plus. It's for life.
Having a family vehicle you can count on is important. For people and for alligators.
Remember when you were a kid? With your favorite toys? And your favorite place. Now that place lets you share what you loved with your kids in the Millennium Collection Barbie Hot Wheels Happy Meal. Only McDonald's has these 20 once-in-a-lifetime toys. 10 Barbie figurines, some like the dolls you played with. 10 Hot Wheels cars, each cool enough for the new millennium. One special toy in every $1.99 hamburger Happy Meal. So where do you go to make sure your kids' memories look a lot like yours? Did somebody say McDonald's?
Welcome back to the special edition of Access Hollywood and the movie that could hand Tom Cruise a Golden Globe Award. It may be one of his smaller roles, but Tom Cruise has gotten a golden nod for his supporting part in Magnolia. Tom pulls off an incredible performance as a sex guru and proves even when he's not the leading man, he's still in cruise control.
I think when you get to be a big fat movie star, it'd be very easy to say, no, I got to be above the title and it's got to be me and nothing else.
William H. Macy, along with castmate Philip Seymour Hoffman, was shocked that Tom Cruise signed on for a supporting role in the low-budget Magnolia. But they quickly learned that working with one of the biggest stars of all time isn't like working with a star at all.
I remember the rehearsal, the first day of rehearsal. We're all together and everybody's just kind of looking around and, you know, excited to, you know, see the whole cast together. It was really fun and nervous for the reading.
He's positive, he has energy, he's creative, he's working with you one-on-one. I can't say enough about him, and he works his butt off.
I'm Frank T.J. Mackey.
Director-writer Paul Thomas Anderson wrote the part of sex guru Frank T.J. Mackey just for Cruise. Most of Cruise's dialogue is so explicit that we aren't allowed to air it. But Anderson says that for Cruise, it was a much-needed break.
He'd done Eyes Wide Shut for 2 years, and he'd played this repressed, internal character, you know what I mean, who struggles through the whole movie. Is that when he got Frank T.J. Mackey and Magnolia put in front of him, he was running for this part.
It paid off with a Golden Globe nomination for Best Supporting Actor, and the Oscar buzz has already started. But for Cruise, that's all just icing on the cake.
It's always very nice when people are even saying that kind of thing. You know, it's fun.
He's either the most annoying person in the world or the most inspirational person in the world because he's so wonderful. You know, you just think, I can never be like you, or please let me be like you, you know? That's Tom Cruise.
Well, Tom Cruise usually commands $20 million a film, but he agreed to take much less for this movie. He reportedly was paid less than $1 million. Magnolia is in theaters now, and Tom Cruise is into his next big screen role in Mission Impossible 2 on May 24th. Tony.
Well, Sean, it seems nothing is impossible for Whoopi Goldberg, from starring in movies to Broadway to hosting the Oscars. But now she's on a different mission. The Oscar winner doesn't want to star in movies anymore. That's right, she'd rather take a supporting role.
I don't want to carry any more movies.
Whoopi Goldberg is saying goodbye to her leading lady status. That's right, fans. You'll have to settle for less Whoopi, beginning with a supporting role in her new film, Girl Interrupted.
I want to be good in small parts. I've got my Oscar. I'm very happy.
And why not? After taking home the Best Supporting Actress Oscar in 1991 for Ghost, Whoopi went on to become one of Hollywood's biggest stars. And today she finally has the freedom to pick and choose her roles. And it looks like for Whoopi, less is more.
If you can be brilliant in all the parts that you do, regardless of their size, then you have fulfilled yourself as an actor.
I'm so sorry. I was a pig.
And her turn as a mental hospital nurse in Girl Interrupted is quite a fulfilling role. She does go toe-to-toe with two of Hollywood's hottest young stars, Angelina Jolie and Winona Ryder, who Whoopi says she would do almost anything to work with again.
If she called me and said, listen, could you walk on some broken glass for me? The answer would be yes.
And now everything is icing on the cake as the veteran actress admits she's proud of what she's already accomplished.
I can die quite happily, feeling as though I've done good work. And that's what I'm about these days.
Lots of good work indeed. Girl Interrupted is in theaters right now.
Get ready for Disney larger than life. Fantasia 2000 makes it to the really big screen, already breaking box office records at IMAX theaters.
And the picture just is, you're in it.
Roy Disney was just 10 years old when his uncle Walt released Disney's first full-length animated feature, Fantasia.
I remember it just very fondly, right from the very first time I saw it. What amazes me more than anything is what they were able to do in 1939, 1940 when they made the original with special effects. If it really was in those days, that's all you had was that pencil and paper, you know.
A marvel in its day, now with the onset of computers, animators are able to create special effects they never imagined. Effects you'll be able to see in the updated version, Fantasia 2000.
We started out with the original notion of keeping half the original movie and making half of a new movie, and finding some way of meshing those together. As it went along, the new stuff kept looking so good, and we kept having more ideas for more new pieces, that we've really made a whole new film.
The all-musical spectacular Fantasia 2000 runs exclusively at IMAX theaters around the country through April 30th.
Coming up, her name is Coco Lee, and Hollywood insiders say she will do for the Asian American market what Jennifer Lopez did for the Latin American market. But can she fill such big shoes?
Plus, actress Kathy Najimy says bigger is better, and she's out to prove it with her new job. It's all coming up on Access Hollywood.
Feel like you're just moving dust around?
Don't kick it up. Pick it up.
Introducing the High Performance Cloth from Scotch-Brite. Its unique microfibers lift and capture dust and fingerprints.
Don't smear it up. Clear it up.
Use the High Performance Cloth over and over.
Don't toss it out. Wash it out.
The new High Performance Cloth from Scotch-Brite.
Don't pass it up. Pick it up.
Another 3M innovation.
Right now, labs are making powerful new antibiotics.
They still won't do a thing to relieve my cold congestion.
Then take Robitussin Cold with 2 powerful ingredients to relieve your worst cold congestion.
Seriously.
Robitussin Cold. We treat cold congestion seriously.
I'm hungry. Whoa. How'd you make lemon chicken?
With Pam.
She got a sister?
All-natural lemon-flavored Pam.
Hi, honey. I've asked you here tonight to witness a phenomenon that has never before been seen in this house. It's called cooking.
Cooking?
Delicious food that's good for you. The pizza delivery boy's gonna be with his other families tonight.
Skillet Sensations from Lean Cuisine. Fresh-cooked, complete meals, including meat, with all the prep work done for you.
This is a complete meal. Normal families eat them all the time.
Skillet Sensations from Lean Cuisine. It's not just lean, it's cuisine.
Chevy Blazer. A little security in an insecure world. Blazer, like a rock.
Empower yourself to do good things. Try some of these.
Get empowered to get involved.
Brought to you by your local Jeep dealer and KATU.
Tell me why it ain't nothing but a fall. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why.
Well, that is the #1 group of 1999. The Backstreet Boys sold the most albums of the year, and that started a landslide of youth groups. We're tuning up with the next wave of singers hoping to land the same kind of mega success, including one performer who you might say is a real chip off the old Backstreet block. That's 11-year-old Aaron Carter, Backstreet Boy Nick Carter's younger brother. And who better to learn from?
If you do want to start a career, just never be too big-headed, and no matter how famous you are, like my brother Nick, he's really popular and he's not big-headed at all.
With his new CD due out later this year, Aaron is hoping to follow in his brother's footsteps. After all, it's a lifelong dream for the preteen.
I started so young, I can't even remember. I feel like everybody can do this, but you really can't. And it takes a lot of work to get to where I am right now.
Like Aaron, Coco Lee is also working hard. The 23-year-old beauty is already a megastar in Asia with Chinese language albums. And now the San Francisco native is about to make her U.S. debut. She'll appear in the March issue of Glamour magazine, and her first English CD, Just No Other Way, hits stores next month. She admits her sexy voice catches people off guard.
Usually I look very conservative, and when I start singing, it's like a totally different person, and they're pretty surprised, basically.
Critics say Coco could be the first Asian pop star to cross over to the American market. With a voice like this, how can we argue?
Baby, never let me go, no. Whoops, did I do that?
You see, I thought that you were special, baby, something unique.
18-year-old Ho Koo also has a big sound, which she says she inherited from her dad, entertainer Don Ho.
He taught me everything that I know about performing now and about just being in front of people and carrying yourself in show business. I mean, he's been prepping me from day one for this, so.
Hoku's first video, Another Dumb Blonde, is all over Nickelodeon, and her first CD due out this spring is expected to make her a star. Big things are also expected for girl group Nobody's Angel. And we were on the set of their very first music video.
It went by too fast, though. I'm ready to still shoot some more stuff. Let's do another day. Yeah, let's go.
Their self-titled CD hits stores next month. Already they're drawing comparisons with the Spice Girls. But hey, these gals don't mind a bit.
They sold, what, 60 million albums? I want to be like the Spice Girls. Yeah, Call me scary. Call me Spice Girls.
You really wanna dance? You really wanna dance?
All right, well, on the country music front, look and listen for talented up-and-comers Shadazy and 17-year-old Alicia Elliott.
Hey, want to look as cool as the stars of hip shows like Dawson's Creek and Felicity? Here's a peek at some of their fashion secrets.
I think young Hollywood is wearing casual wear because it's comfortable.
Comfort is key, and whether it's on the set or off, Felicity's Tangi Miller shows us her latest brand of choice, American Eagle.
American Eagle is my favorite because, you know, everything comes. The pants, the tops, the sweaters, whatever you want, and it's all casual, it's all relaxing.
Here's my little secrets out.
Being relaxed is exactly how Dawson's Creek star Kerr Smith wants to feel while shooting on the set.
On Dawson's Creek, we spend 16 hours a day, sometimes filming. So it's important to be comfortable in your clothing and as well as, look good.
Whether it's a comfy T-shirt or cozy fleece vest, here's some of the hottest items the stars will be sporting in 2000.
Cargo jeans. You can't go wrong with jeans, ever. You get little pockets in the pant legs and a little holder over here for your thumb. And then your black shoes. Comfortable, I might add. I'm a big fan of three-quarter top, and they have a really cool thing on the bottom.
Tangi's favorite? Fly pants.
You gotta have the pants because they're cool, they're funky.
I think these are going to be hot this year, so I would definitely get the peasant top because they go great with jeans.
And Veronica's Closet star Kathy Najimy is also making a fashion statement.
What do you think?
Do I have a career?
We caught up with Kathy on location, shooting the latest campaign for Lane Bryant, as she joins the ranks as a plus-size model alongside Emmy and Mia Tyler.
I get so much mail saying, thank you, thank you, thank you for wearing clothes that are pretty. Thank you for wearing clothes that are revealing. And I think it frees people when they just get one example of somebody who isn't ashamed to be how they normally are.
And you can look for Kathy to make her runway debut, modeling Lane Bryant lingerie, February 1st in the fashion capital of the world, Toledo, Ohio. No, New York City.
Coming up, want to know how you can have dinner with Michael, Catherine, Harrison, or Leo? It's their hidden hotspot. Now, we'll take you there. That's coming up.
The Portland Chamber has distributed Step 1 to Portland and vicinity since 1994. It's a great tool for folks wanting to move to our area and also for those wanting to move within our area. This 30-minute video and booklet tells you about communities, schools, recreation, crime, weather, and more.
And as close as your Portland Chamber of Commerce. Funded by Safeco and KATU Channel 2.
Help them make a smart move. Call now to order Step 1 to Portland and vicinity.
Who sprinkled you with horny dust this morning?
I loved her my whole life. You know, if I thought I had a chance, I'd get down on my knees and ask her to marry me right now.
From the moment I saw you, I didn't want anybody else. I didn't care about anybody else.
I might kiss you.
You helped me with that kiss. I love you, Lindsay. For the rest of my life.
It's a new century, so make a resolution that you can finally keep. Resolve to watch The Rosie O'Donnell Show. The fun has arrived! That's it! With so many great new shows, you couldn't break this resolution if you tried. Monday,
Please welcome the lovely and talented Susan Sarandon.
and for the first time, actor Skeet Ulrich. It's an all-new century, all-new Rosie.
Verklempt is all I have to say.
Today at 4 on KATU Channel 2.
Fire. Crying. Being homeless. Losing your job. What do women fear most? A lump in my breast. The more you know, the less you fear. Call the National Alliance of Breast Cancer Organizations. It's the leading nonprofit information and education resource in the country. Knowing the facts about breast cancer could save your life. Call NABCO. Be fearless.
It's hands down one of the most elegant hotspots in Hollywood. Located in the heart of Beverly Hills, Crustacean is a posh, ritzy restaurant that caters to some of the heaviest hitters in show business. Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, Harrison Ford and Jodie Foster, Cindy Crawford and Tyra Banks, and even Pamela and Tommy Lee, they all come here for fine dining.
Welcome to Crustacean. I'm Elizabeth Ahn, and it's such a pleasure to have you here with us.
Elizabeth Ahn is part of the third generation of women who own Crustacean. She gave us a grand tour of this Tony eatery where guests can literally walk on water. Actually, it's a beautiful 6,000-gallon koi pond featured in the floor of the bar.
Well, this is the living room of our bar, and this is where our guests love to lounge around and have a romantic cocktail. So this is the center of our dining room, and actually there's a few tables that are always requested. Courtney loves to sit in this particular booth. You have the visibility of the restaurant, but yet you're not right in the middle of everyone. And then when you want ultimate privacy, like Leonardo DiCaprio, he loves to go upstairs. And his favorite table is table 83. It's in the little corner, and Leonardo loves to have dinner here.
Crustacean specializes in French colonial Asian seafood.
So please.
Its most celebrated feature is
Hello,
the
bye-bye.
secret kitchen, where Elizabeth's mom, Helene, prepares their most popular dishes, all from family recipes handed down for generations.
Sylvester Stallone loves my mother sea bass. Warren Beatty calls our garlic noodle addictive.
Beatty and wife Annette Bening are also big fans of Aline's roasted pepper cracked crab. And DiCaprio can't get enough of the lobster in tamarind sauce.
And he loves it so much, he has 2 orders of this every time he comes in.
Crustacean opened its doors nearly 3 years ago. Stars love its attention to culinary art and tradition, and for them, money is no object. Dinner for 2 runs about $150. Some would say it's a small price to pay for dining in the lap of luxury.
Kind of making me hungry. Well, if your first week of the new millennium was like mine, a blur, maybe we should rewind it a bit as we take a quick look back at the week that was in entertainment news. It's something we like to call Access Hollywood Rewind. Celine Dion's stun gun horror. That was the big news on Friday. During her New Year's Eve concert in Montreal, police say a 21-year-old crazed fan allegedly tried to get close to the singer with the 300,000-volt weapon. No harm to Celine attempted, but 3 guards were injured. Rewinding to Thursday, Catherine Zeta-Jones had 10 new reasons to say, I do. Michael Douglas finally popped the question with a one-of-a-kind 1920s 10-carat diamond. Colorado TV host Adam Rothberg gave us the dish on the fabulous duo.
He became engaged on New Year's Eve, but then they both caught a case of the flu, and we haven't seen much of them since then. Apparently, they're holed up in Michael's $12 million mountain hideaway.
Ted and Jane are going their separate ways. That was the big buzz in Hollywood on Wednesday. Media mogul Ted Turner and his wife, actress Jane Fonda, are taking a break after 8 years of marriage. Divorce attorney Eleanor Alter told us the power couple did sign a prenuptial agreement protecting his reported $8 billion fortune.
I would assume that it will be resolved quietly. And I hope for their sake it is.
Another high-profile couple still making headlines, Sean Puffy Combs and Jennifer Lopez. Legal battles continued for the pair, who were back in court testifying about the December 27th New York nightclub shooting. Puff Daddy was allegedly grilled on the possibility that another gun was involved. Grammy goes gaga for Santana. Rewinding to Tuesday, the 42nd annual nominations were announced, and the day belonged to a living legend.
Santana for Supernatural.
Santana earned a whopping 10 nominations for Supernatural. Behind him with 6 nods was TLC, Backstreet Boys with 4, Ricky Martin with 3, and teen queen Britney Spears nabbed 2. And she summed up the day quite well. Let me guess, she was excited.
I'm so excited. I'm really, really excited. I mean, this is the Grammys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. And on Monday, Millennium Mania continued. It was still the hot news in Hollywood. ABC's 24-hour coverage was the big ratings winner, and Access Hollywood had your front row seat to the big ticket event in Washington, D.C. That even brought out the media-shy Elizabeth Taylor.
I just couldn't be more thrilled to be here. I can't think of it any place else in the world I'd rather be.
Warren Beatty had some big millennium news. After months of speculation, he said no way to a presidential run. We got the scoop from Vanity Fair magazine.
He's going to have 4 kids under 8. He wants to make some more movies. He can't really be a father or a filmmaker and run for president at the same time.
The new issue features Beatty and pregnant wife, actress Annette Bening, on the cover. Well, there's a shocker. Warren Beatty in the headlines once again.
And he's just one celebrity making big news.
Oh, yeah.
Pat O'Brien is joining us from our newsroom with a preview of the stars and stories coming up this week on Access Hollywood. Pat.
All right, thank you. We're here to tell you that we love the millennium, and here are a couple of reasons why. On Monday's Access Hollywood, it's Ally McBeal Monday. Ding, 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 ding. Ally falls in love. Ding, 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 ding. Ally falls in love. The problem is, he's homeless, and the other problem, he's really not. We'll explain. Then on Tuesday, that's the second Tuesday of 2000. Why Tuesday? Anyway, it's Bowfinger outtakes. Now, you've seen a lot of outtakes. Some are good, some are horrible. But when you have Eddie Murphy and Steve Martin flubbing, it's even better. Only we are able to split your guts. Then on Wednesday, it's Russell Crowe Wednesday. Well, not exactly. But it's becoming Russell Crowe Hollywood the way this Aussie is going. Sure to be nominated for The Insider. Already has a Golden Globe nomination. And now his new project, The Gladiator. Instead of fighting tobacco, he's fighting lions and tigers. No Bears. A big week ahead. We'll see you then. Back to you.
Oh, my. Thank you, Patrick.
Well, here's a treat for Sammy Davis Jr. fans. A new box set of CDs is in stores right now. Even almost a decade after the singer's death, his music will never be forgotten. Unfortunately for the woman he left behind, his wife, Altavis. Losing Sammy wasn't the only tragedy she had to deal with. She had to face the financial problems she never even knew existed.
The financial thing I was just shocked about. I mean, there was no way I could pay that back overnight like that.
The house we live in, the same for black and white.
The house they lived in, their Beverly Hills mansion, was sold to help pay tax debt. But Altavis sees light at the end of the tunnel.
We're still working things out. It's just about done. And so I'm trying to move on and get on with my life.
It's been nearly 10 years since Sammy Davis Jr.'s death to throat cancer. Still, his widow Altavis misses her Candyman.
I used to cry, I mean, all the time if I heard him singing certain songs, you know.
Sammy sang and danced for 62 of his 64 years on Earth. He was also the only black member of the famed 50s Rat Pack, with Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and others, always crossing race barriers and inspiring younger performers.
Oh, he was the essence of why you get out on a stage and do it.
Liza Minnelli, who is currently appearing on Broadway, calls Sammy the consummate performer.
But he always looked like it was so much fun, and that's what you wanted. That's what was infectious. That's what made you want to perform.
But according to his widow, it was an all-star tribute to the hooker 5 days before his 1990 death that proved his lust for life and mettle as a performer.
Well, first of all, it was hard. We didn't think he was going to make it there that night. And the doctor had to come because he really felt he couldn't get out of bed. And it was touch and go for the longest time.
But a dying Sammy Davis did get out of bed to perform with his protege, Gregory Hines.
He said, I could do it. And he said, I can dance.
We're all we'll have for freedoms. That's America to me.
Coming up.
He was still young. I mean, he had a lot of years left.
Linda Evans opens up about losing a former husband and a relationship. It's a candid conversation with the Dynasty star. That's the Access Hollywood Inside Story.
And Nia Peoples. Watch out. This Texas Ranger is ready to take you on. We'll tell you how this brunette beauty gets in tip-top shape. That's coming up.
Gerda?
No.
Gidget?
Nope.
Nanook? Pandora?
Nah.
Hunting slugs and snails with me.
Parenting. The next big thing from the McKinneys. LS. The next big thing from Saturn. Room for parents. Room for kids. Same dent-resistant doors.
The exciting thing about this ride isn't the 90-foot drop. It's the woman in the front seat. She's got asthma, but she's got help. Help control your asthma with Singulair. It's a single tablet daily that's not a steroid. It's also available for children 6 and older. Ask your doctor about adding once-a-day Singulair and help control your asthma. Singulair should not be used to treat acute asthma attacks. Continue taking your other asthma medicines unless your doctor tells you to stop or change the dose. If symptoms get worse, contact your doctor at once. Side effects are generally mild and may include headache, flu, and stomach pain. Read the consumer information your doctor or pharmacist can provide. Help control your asthma with Singulair.
I started using Dimetap because my doctor recommended it. But I've kept using it because it works. Year after year after year. So guess which cold medicine he's going to get?
Dimetap. Doctor recommended, proven at home.
My dad's had this store since I was a kid. Dad's motto was, the customer is always right. Never say no if you can help it. The problem was...
Pack of smokes?
Kids would try to buy cigarettes. You got an ID for those smokes?
Oh, come on.
It's illegal for me to sell them to anyone under 18. I have heard the lamest excuses.
Her dog ate my ID.
You did?
We need them for school science project.
They're not for us.
They're for my mom outside.
Mom, I look young for my age.
But that all changed a few years ago when this We Card program started. Now there's no argument. I just point to the sign.
We're committed to keeping cigarettes out of kids' hands. That's why Philip Morris is a major sponsor of the We Card program. It has educated hundreds of thousands of retailers on how to recognize fake IDs and uphold the law. And it lets kids know exactly where we and retailers across the country stand.
I'm not alone when I say no, and that's a big help.
Working to make a difference. The people of Philip Morris.
Welcome back, everybody. She became a part of television history by starring in one of the highest-rated nighttime soaps of all time, Dynasty. Linda Evans stopped by our studios for a candid talk with Nancy O'Dell about everything from losing a former husband to her breakup with new age musician Yanni. Here's today's Inside Story.
We were always friends as well as lovers, and so that's why it was possible, I think, for us to be friends, and because we respect each other.
It's Linda Evans opening up about her one-time whirlwind relationship with new age music whiz Yanni, a man 12 years her junior. The Dynasty star told me that for a decade, theirs was a romantic bond that just somehow fizzled out by early 1998.
Yanni, it was nice to see there an older woman with a younger man.
It sure was. It was.
You know, you guys were together for 10 years. Everybody loved you as a couple, but you've never really spoken out about what happened in the relationship.
Well, we grew apart. You know, some relationships have a natural ending, and I don't know if you're old enough to know that yet, but hopefully
not.
You're not. But the relationship basically just ended, and we kind of both knew it, and we've remained friends, which has been great.
While the two remain on good terms, 1998 threw a 1-2 punch in Linda's direction. Just months after the breakup, her friend and ex-husband, John Derek, died of heart failure with his current wife, Bo, by his side.
What was your reaction to his death? Was that tough for you that time?
It was horrible. Yeah, it's horrible. You just don't want anyone that you've ever loved to die. And he was still young. I mean, he had a lot of years left, you know. Yeah. His heart had held up. He had a lot of years left.
I understand you're close with Bo as well.
Yeah, and Ursula, and Patty's first wife.
You were probably a great comfort to Bo to have as her friend at that time.
I just don't think anyone's prepared to help. I mean, what can you say to someone? I mean, she was with him most of her life.
Right.
That's really hard.
At a strong 57 years old, Evans proves she's still got it. For 8 seasons in the 80s, she dazzled TV audiences as the fashionable Crystal Carrington on Dynasty, a gig that would change the scope of nighttime soaps and the way America would look at the powerful and more mature woman.
Did you realize when you were doing that show that that was what was happening in society?
We were hoping that that would be an impact because we thought that women our age deserved to feel good about themselves, but you know, it's up to the public to decide whether that works or not.
And the public caught on, especially with the on-screen dramas and catfights between Linda and Joan Collins' characters. And it was something we couldn't resist showing again.
We want to have a little reunion now and show a little Dynasty clip of one of the fun things we used to love to watch. Yeah, right here. You can look right here.
You've never stopped trying to destroy my marriage. And you've got your son and his father barely speaking to one another. The empty-armed Madonna, mourning the baby that she couldn't have. You miserable bitch.
Right? Okay.
How many of those fights did you have to go through with Alexis?
Mine, I don't know. We did at least 5 or 6 others after that. It was such a big success that every year they had her torture me for at least 3/4 of the season. And then near the end, I finally had too much and just beat her within an inch of her life. And it was wonderful, actually.
Probably healing for you as well to be able to do that.
Except I haven't beat up anyone since Dynasty.
All jokes aside, Evans has made success work post-Dynasty. She delved into the world of fitness, from her workout videos to her most recent venture, pushing products like the Rejuvenator, an acupressure facial mask, which Evans says helps women tone and improve themselves.
Everyone at some point gets up in the morning, looks in the mirror and says, my God, I look like my mother, you know? And we're living to be longer, which is beautiful for us. But it doesn't have to be painful. And that's what I want to say to women.
All right, thank you very much, Nancy. Well, when it comes to staying in top form, former Fame star Nia Peebles knows how tough that can be. She also knows how to do it right. Nia now shows her fine form on Walker, Texas Ranger, and along with her real-life husband and trainer, she shows us the secrets to her martial arts success.
Hi, Access Hollywood. I'm Nia Peebles, and this is how I train to take down the bad guys.
She's pretty and petite, but don't let her size fool you. Actress Nia Peebles can pack a powerful punch. Nia plays Sidney Cook on the TV show Walker, Texas Ranger, an undercover officer who's one tough cookie under her sexy exterior.
Watch my dangerous curve.
Lucky for Nia, handsome Laurel Chartrand is not only her fight coordinator, he's her husband. Together, they choreograph her fight scenes for the show.
So come in, one, slide in.
Sometimes they'll let him play the bad guy, and I'll get to beat the snot out of him, and that's always really fun.
But who's the real boss on the set?
She's definitely the boss. I come up with, you know, what I want her to do, and she
No,
tells me whether it
no.
works
I'm just
or not.
bossy.
On the day we stopped by, Nia and Laurel enlisted the help of fellow stuntman Chris Carnell to demonstrate all the hard work that goes into a typical fight scene. When she's not playing a tough gal, Nia's playing mom to 1-year-old Sienna and 10-year-old Christopher. From the looks of things, motherhood is the one role she truly gets a kick out of.
Coming up, Jonathan Lipnicki has a hit on his hands opposite a mouse and Stuart Little. Now he's ready to take a bigger bite out of Hollywood.
Plus, Antonio Sabato Jr. and Shannon Doherty are heating up the small screen. So did this hunk cast a spell over the sexy charm star? That's all coming up on Access Hollywood.
If you could leave just a little bit over at every meal, it would really add up.
Imagine what you could avoid eating in a single month. If you're significantly overweight, 30 pounds or more, depending on height, your doctor has something that may help you eat less.
It's called Meridia, and it can help you lose weight and keep it off.
You've got to do your part. You've got to do your part with diet and exercise. But Meridia can help.
Over 2 million prescriptions have been written for Meridia, but like any prescription drug, Meridia is not for everyone. It can substantially raise blood pressure, and it's not for people who are pregnant, nursing, under 16, or taking anything else for weight loss, depression, Parkinson's disease, migraines, or for people with anorexia, glaucoma, or serious heart problems. Side effects may include headache, constipation, insomnia, and dry mouth. It's a controlled substance, so patients who abuse Meridia may become dependent. For more information, ask your doctor or call 1-888-4-MERIDIA.
I'm ready.
Meridia, you do your part, we'll do ours.
Let's be honest. There's really no such thing as a gracious winner. You might say things like nice game or shake your opponent's hand. But no matter how humble you are on the outside, deep down on the inside, you're saying, I'm better than you are. The Mitsubishi Galant, ranked the #1 family sedan under 20 grand by Car and Driver. Better than Accord or Camry. Boy, we just love saying that.
KATU and U.S. West DEX are proud to bring you DEXCEL Reading, a commitment to literacy, a commitment to local children. Here's one way you can join us.
Start making a reader today as a smart volunteer. Spend just 1 hour a week reading with 2 deserving young students in a local school. You'll make new friends and a big difference. Call this number to learn more.
We're opening young minds to new worlds. DEXCEL Reading, proudly presented by U.S. West DEX, Smart, and KATU.
I'm ready to rumble. I'm gonna beat you like a dog. I'm your daddy today.
That's right. Beat him like
I told you I was coming.
right.
You thought that it was over, didn't you? You thought you had a chance, but I'm here today. I told you I was coming.
Once in a century, along comes a man whose strength and courage raises him above all others.
I am the greatest.
This is how he got there.
This is my history today.
Terrence Howard and the Practices, Steve Harris starring Muhammad Ali, King of the World, tonight 9/8 Central on ABC.
I'm gonna shake up the world.
Well, he's got a huge hit at the box office right now, and that's not too shabby for 9-year-old Jonathan Lipnicki. Stuart Little zipped past the $80 million mark in no time, and now Jonathan's ready for his next role. Forget playing opposite a mouse. How about taking on a bloodsucker? We've got your first look at Little Lip Nicky and his little vampire. It's Jonathan Lipnicki like you've never seen him before.
This is action, real action. A little bit is like sad, a little bit's happy, a little bit is like scary.
In his first starring role, 9-year-old Lipnicki plays a young American boy living in Scotland who suddenly finds himself face to face with a family of friendly vampires.
My friend, and a friend is a vampire. But he's a good vampire, he only eats cows, no people.
Shooting all over Europe, Jonathan brought along his video camera to record all his adventures, but there was one thing he would rather forget.
My stomach doesn't agree about this food. So I like it better in California, that's all I'm gonna say.
You probably remember him stealing the show from Tom Cruise in 1996's Jerry Maguire.
Jerry, do you know the human head weighs 8 pounds?
Now, with his current hit, Stuart Little, he's got some competition in the scene-stealing department. Mom, Dad, I'm home. But Lipnicki says working with the little furry creature wasn't always easy work.
He, does sharp turns on the boat in the race and does all these tricks on the boat. I run across the lake, and that's kind of dangerous. Because I have to run across the lake really close to it. That's dangerous, kind of.
No stranger to danger. In Lipnicki's latest film, he even found a way to sleep with a red-eyed vampire in the dark. Well, The Little Vampire is scheduled to hit theaters later this year. And the studio behind Stuart Little announced this week that it will be moving forward with a sequel to the surprise blockbuster hit.
Toss you out the door.
The classic Western, The Virginian, returns to the small screen for the first time in almost 30 years. Bill Pullman takes on the title role in this TNT movie.
You're the one they call the Virginian? Judge Henry's foreman?
A veteran actor of over 30 films, including Independence Day and While You Were Sleeping, Bill can now add a new title to his resume. The actor takes on a dual role in The Virginian, not only acting, but directing for the very first time.
The best part of it was that I could set the tone every day, for what the work was going to be. And, I just have worked with some fantastic people that I think did it right,
Yes. Bill had a hand in choosing some of those fantastic people. Dennis Weaver and Diane Lane co-star in this timeless story of a cowboy whose ideals get tested.
I hope that it'll appeal to a lot of different people.
The Virginian airs this weekend on TNT.
Did you like the roses?
I would have preferred orchids.
Beautiful and honest.
Also on TV, model-turned-actor Antonio Sabato Jr. guest stars on the WB series Charmed. He puts a spell of his own on one lucky witch played by Shannon Doherty.
Now close your eyes. Trust me.
Antonio and Shannon share some kissing scenes in this episode, and they tell us they worked really hard to get it just right.
Wanted to make sure his technique was really good, and convincing, and that all the young girls out there would look at him and be like, wow, those lips, that man really knows how to kiss. So we felt it was necessary to sort of practice offset
definitely.
A little bit.
Now, Shannon may have gotten to kiss this irresistible bad guy, but her TV sisters, played by Holly Marie Combs and Alyssa Milano, weren't entirely left out.
I had to do the scene where I sort of frisk him to see if he had a gun, and that was sexual harassment day on Charmed. I might be sued.
And that episode of Charmed with Antonio Sabato Jr. airs Thursday on the WB.
In the Access Hollywood Spotlight Quiz, which Charlie's Angels star made a pre-Angel appearance on The Partridge Family? Was it Farrah Fawcett, Jacqueline Smith, or Cheryl Ladd? The answer's coming up.
Let's get her. Excuse me, miss. Hi, hey, gang. You wear contacts?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the lowest price in sight?
I paid two something.
Too much? Why do you come with me and bring these kids? See, at America's Best, you get a complete doctor's eye exam and 2 6-packs of soft med disposable contacts, all for just $59.99. Hey, this is America's Best.
Absolutely.
Or you get one doggone good deal.
Hey.
Sorry. Call 1-800-2-PAIR to discover the lowest price in sight. 1-800-2-PAIR.
How does Channel 2 News deliver the most accurate weather forecasts?
By constantly working on them. Every hour on the hour, we deliver a forecast that's up to date and right on track.
And because we deliver more forecasts,
we're always tracking storms so you know what's ahead.
It's more than just one forecast in the 5 o'clock news.
It's a forecast every hour.
Continual weather updates only on Channel 2 News.
Channel 2 Weather on the Hour is brought to you by Portland International Airport.
Who sprinkled you with horny dust this morning?
I loved her my whole life. You know, if I thought I had a chance, I'd get down on my knees and ask her to marry me right now.
From the moment I saw you, I didn't want anybody else. I didn't care about anybody else.
I might kiss you.
You helped me with that kiss. I love you, Lindsay. For the rest of my life.
It's a new century, so make a resolution that you can finally keep. Resolve to watch The Rosie O'Donnell Show. The fun has arrived! That's right! With so many great new shows, you couldn't break this resolution if you tried. Monday, please welcome the lovely and talented Susan Sarandon. And for the first time, actor Skeet Ulrich. It's an all-new century, all-new Rosie. Verklempt is all I have to say.
Today at 4 on KATU Channel 2.
Closed captioning and other consideration for Access Hollywood provided by...
Hey, is that a Kit Kat bar?
Can we have a piece? Sure.
In this life, there's just no stopping. No break for a hacking cough. No rest for a raw, sore throat. Aches, fever. But when you're desperate for relief, there is TheraFlu. Fast, powerful, hot liquid therapy. With the first sip of that soothing hot liquid, you feel relief is on the way. Soon your throat is soothed, your cough calmed. Maximum strength TheraFlu. Now in new honey lemon chest congestion and cough. Instant comfort, powerful relief.
In Spotlight, a look at this weekend in entertainment history. 65 years ago, this very weekend, a king was born. Gladys Presley gave birth to a son in Tupelo, Mississippi, and named him Elvis Aaron Presley. Happy birthday to 200 Cigarette star Gabby Hoffman, who is celebrating 18 this weekend, kind of making me feel old. Star of last year's Go, Sarah Polley, goes all the way to 21. And the thin white Duke himself, David Bowie, is still making music magic at 53.
The answer to the Spotlight quiz, which Charlie's Angels star made a pre-Angel guest appearance on The Partridge Family? Well, if you guessed any of these three, you're right. All three Angels, Farrah, Jacqueline, and Cheryl, turned up on the show. 19 years ago, pop-punk band Blondie was running a wave towards #1 with The Tide is High this week back in 1981.
I can't believe it's been that long. Well, that's going to do it for us.
As we say goodbye, Pat Y2K compliant O'Brien joins us again from our newsroom. So long, everybody.
Monday on Access Hollywood, Y2K hits Hollywood again and again. Nothing happened, except all-out warfare on the game show front. They're back, all four of them. Greed, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I do. Winning Lines, and 21. And who will come out victorious and broke? We've got the answers on who wins the game show ratings war, and will the new kid on the block hit 21? Also, They're back! Our friends on NYPD Blue, after an unplanned vacation, after controversy, after a bunch of backroom arguing, these cops hit the streets nonstop for an unprecedented 22 weeks. And you can bet Tony Potts gets the story, and you won't believe how they hit the streets again. And of course, it's Monday, and of course, what does that mean? Ally McBeal Monday. Ally falls in love with a homeless man, and there's a twist in this one that'll require a neck brace. Well, not really, the neck brace and all, but you won't believe how this one ends. So, there you have it. The best things in life are free, but you can keep them for the birds and bees. Now, give me money. So, until Monday, thanks for watching. Welcome back, Sipowicz. Good luck, Maury. So long, everybody.
Next summer, this will be a classical Chinese garden.
The most peaceful and beautiful place in the heart of Portland, an urban sanctuary.
Portland is joining with its sister city of Suzhou, China, to build this great garden, and there's a place for you as a volunteer
or as the proud sponsor of a roof tile. Leave your mark on Portland history. Call for details.
The classical Chinese garden will connect our communities. We're proud of KATU support. Can we count on yours too?
KATU and U.S. West Decks are proud to bring you Deck, Sell, and Reading, a commitment to literacy, a commitment to local children. Here's one way you can join us.
Start making a reader today as a smart volunteer. Spend just 1 hour a week reading with 2 deserving young students in a local school. You'll make new friends and a big difference. Call this number to learn more.
We're opening young minds to new worlds. Deck, Sell, and Reading, proudly presented by U.S. West Decks, Smart, and KATU.
Tom Likas, only on Hot Talk 1080 KOTK.